Good morning. Hello everybody. Good morning. Happy Saturday afternoon. Sorry. Happy Saturday. 12 o'clock is such that in between bit, isn't it? So morning, afternoon. How are you all this week? Let me just refresh my page. I can see that I've actually gone live, which is good. Let me just refresh my page, and then if you're there, say hello. Let me know that you're there, where you're watching from. I love these Saturday catch-ups. So nice to see people. Oh, there I am. There we go. I'm just going to keep on chatting anyway. You know what I'm like. I'll just carry on chatting. So how are you all this week? What have you been up to this week? It's been a bit bad weather this week, hasn't it? A bit rainy, so we've been doing sewing indoors. Am I creaking?
You are a bit creaky.
Sorry, I'll sit still.
Can you let me know if there's any comments? I don't know if they're coming
Have you not
up.
got any comments?
I don't know.
Oh, morning Sally. Morning Janet, how are you? Amy needs to send herself a comment so she can see them.
So weird.
That must have changed, doesn't it? Because it wouldn't used to be like that. Morning Linda, how are you? Oh, there's Amy saying hello, so she can answer the comments. So what have we been up to this week? What have we been up to? We've been really busy again this week. Hi Julia, how are you? We're all okay, thank you very much. I've been filming the sewing machine feet class, which is the next one for the sample portfolio. So hopefully I'll get that finished. We'll have that up next week. All the different sewing machine feet that you can use. I know we all tend to leave that one foot on the machine and use that one, but there are so many. Yeah, Linda's sewing masks. So yes.
Join the club.
Yeah. Morning Suzanne, how are
Suzanne.
you? Oh, is it wet there? We've got blue skies, sunshine today. I was expecting it to be wet. Yeah. Morning Pat.
Hi Pat.
Hi Susan, how are you?
Hi Susan.
Susan's trying to line a ruffle dress. Oh, we're going to talk about ruffles today. Morning Maggie, how are you? Hi Julie. Oh no, Julie's been stung by a wasp.
Oh my
goodness.
You're only a couple of minutes late, you're alright.
Yes.
Hi Jane.
Hi Jane. Nice to see you. What's Julia doing? She's making Julia's making the Makes Atelier tiered blouse. Oh, that would be lovely to see that, and masks as well. Yeah, Amy's been a bit inundated with orders for her masks this week. It's been a little bit busy, hasn't it, Amy? It has been a bit busy. We've got lots of lovely Liberty fabric, and yes, flat out making masks this week. And so that's what we've been doing this week. Hi Justine, what are you up to? Making my orange peel skirt this week.
What's the orange peel?
Is that the orange peel fabric that you're using, Justine? I've heard about that.
Oh, A-line,
A
not lining.
Sorry. Was that me reading? I might have been A-line ruffle skirt. Lovely. Yeah, is that I'd like to know about that, because I know that orange peel fabric is becoming more available now, isn't it? So I'd like to know more about that. Loads of gathering. Oh goodness. So that's a bit ruffly as well. Hi Debbie, how are you? From Pembrokeshire. Oh, Debbie's got her orders, that's great.
Oh good, I'm glad you enjoyed the pina colada, Debbie.
Oh good, that's great. Oh, Maggie wants it to rain again. Has it rained at all up there, Maggie? Maggie's got horses, so it needs to rain the paddocks. And Suzanne's making dolls' clothes and dresses for her
I've got an even
daughter-in-law.
smaller dolls' clothes.
So the lockdown has been completely lifted in Guernsey, I hear, Suzanne. You're completely COVID free. How exciting! A bit scary at the same time that you can do everything you want to now. Oh, hi Mum.
Hi Nan.
Oh, it's not the fabric, it's the method. Okay.
Oh.
Oh, well, I look forward to seeing that, Justine. That'd be interesting to see. Yeah, there is a fabric that's being developed using orange peel. That's why I was quite interested when you said that, because I thought it'd be nice. I always like to know about these sustainable fabrics. So I've seen some things going up on Midhurst Sewers page this week. Margaret's made a lovely little dress, the 2-stitch Frida dress, which is really pretty. And Mary... Oh,
Maggie keeps missing.
Rain. Oh no, we've had loads of rain this week.
Random rain.
Yeah.
It'd be like torrential and then sunny and then torrential again.
So we had the patio doors open, didn't we? And it's just like, oh, it's raining again.
Oh, it's sunny again.
Yeah. Mary made a lovely colour block dress this week, and she posted it's a white with blue on it, and she was saying that she made a white dress and that changed the weather. So it's going to be sunny again, so she'll be able to wear it. Lockdown except travel. Oh, that's good. Isn't it funny though, Suzanne's saying that dolls' clothes take ages to make. Just because they're small doesn't make them any quicker to make, does it? I don't know if you follow Kenneth King in America. He's a couturier in America, and he makes couture Barbie clothes. So he's always pattern cutting beautiful clothes for the Barbie dolls. And they must take ages. He does them on the machine as well, puts the invisible zips in and everything. They're really amazing. I saw you got your Linton swatches as well, Suzanne, so that's going to be exciting. I'd like to know what fabric you're going to choose to make your couture jacket from. And Jude's got no rain in Yorkshire either. I knew what you meant, Suzanne, no lockdown. So yeah, I've seen some lovely things going up on Mid Her Sews, and I saw that Wendy made a little Facebook for her, a face mask for her teddy today out of Frida Kahlo fabric. That was really cute. What else have you all been up to? Did you know that today is National Sewing Machine Day?
Hooray!
Yay, we're celebrating the sewing machine today. So there's, the first sewing machine, actually, the first ever type of sewing machine was actually invented in about 1790, so a long time ago, but it wasn't until about 1850s that Singer first made the domestic sewing machine, so we can celebrate our sewing machines.
It's also National Gin Day.
Oh, it is, yes. Yeah, and it's the Queen's birthday, so before we dress up.
Yeah.
It's the Queen's birthday, any excuse to wear a dress. It's the Queen's birthday today. The Queen's favourite gin, Queen likes gin, but she likes a gin and debonnaire, so we didn't fancy that cocktail.
No.
Gin and debonnaire, but that's the Queen's favourite cocktail. She'll be drinking that today. I hope so, Suzanne. Suzanne's bought her Linton because she's going to come and do the couture jacket with me in September in Midhurst.
Hooray!
So we're going to see her Linton then, hopefully. What else have I got on my list today? I've got lots of news today. Oh yes, talking about the sewing machine. If you get the Makers Atelier newsletters, Francis put a really nice couple of interesting bits there, and there's a link to. Morning, Catherine. Thank you. This is my dresses today. This is a dress that I made for my daughter's graduation. We went out to America. She graduated in America. And we
Not
made
me.
This dress. Oh no, Alice.
The other one.
Alice graduated in America, and I made this dress for her graduation, and I haven't worn it enough, and I haven't worn this one very much either. They're both Vogue patterns. I'll put the numbers up later. The ones that I normally wear to the races and things like that. So no races this year. So
It is Goodwood today, though.
oh, is it?
Goodwood races are on today, just not allowed to go.
Oh,
But
okay, so
yeah,
dressed
they
up
are
for that as
racing, yeah. We're dressed up for Goodwood, but we're not actually there.
Yeah, this is my Goodwood dresses.
There's many reasons for celebration today.
Yeah, Suzanne, good idea to make a toile of the couture jacket. Did you decide which pattern you want to make? I sent you a couple of ideas. But yeah, definitely make a toile before you come for the couture jacket, because you don't want to be worrying about fit when you're making a couture jacket. You just want to be doing all the construction. Yeah, this dress, just going back to this dress, this has got, you can't really see it, but it has got so much top stitching on it. It's got loads of panels, and then the skirt has got loads of panels as well. It's a bit like this one, it's only held with a hook and eye and a tie. I did put a pin inside
Risky
this one today,
business.
in case I lean forward.
Where's the fabric from?
Bloomsbury Square. Yes, fabric's from Bloomsbury Square. Morning, Karen, how are you? Morning, Margaret.
Hi, Margaret. Hi, Karen.
Loved your little dress this week, Margaret, that you made with the two stitch pattern. Really cute. That was lovely. Yeah, all the fabrics. These are linens from Bloomsbury Square. So I love a linen dress in the summer. Both lined with, this one's lined with Bren silk. This one's lined with silk crepe de chine. So nice to have silk against your skin. Yes, if you get the Makers Atelier newsletter, she sent out this really nice things about the National Sewing Machine Day, and one of them was a film on YouTube called what was it called? I just write it down. The Secrets of the Sewing Machine by Tim Hunton, and it's really good. It's great. It goes right back to how the sewing machine works, and I'll put a link up later.
Oh, Suzanne's going to get 8804. That's the classic one, isn't it?
Is that the same one?
That's the red
got?
one.
Yeah, that's the one I did.
Yeah, that's the one I did as well.
Yeah, that's the classic Chanel style, isn't it?
It's a good pattern, that.
It is good, and it's quite nice if you're going to do it. I mean, I sent the link to the simpler pattern as well, which has only got the two-piece sleeve. But I think if you're going to do it, especially in Linton, you want to have a sleeve vent and a three-piece sleeve. So it's worth it putting that work into it. having the Claire Schaefer patterns, which are based on the Chanel jackets. The other thing in the Makes Atelier you said this week was about the Sewing Machine Museum. She went to visit it last year and she put a bit in her newsletter about the Sewing Machine Museum, which is in London, in Balham High Road in Tooting. So I haven't been there yet. We haven't been to visit that yet, have we? We need to go and visit that. Morning, Claire.
Hi, Claire.
Oh, you've made Barbie dresses this week. Oh, lovely. They are fiddly, aren't they? We just say, Suzanne was just saying, particularly, I mean, baby doll are not quite as fiddly as Barbie dresses. Have a look at Kenneth King's Instagram.
His couture jacket for a Barbie.
Yeah, couture jacket for a Barbie. And he's actually made little mini pressing tools as well. So like a little point turners, and so you can really press them. Morning, Janet. How are you? Thank you for joining us. That's great. We've only just been catching up, finding out what everyone's been doing. So yeah, celebrating National Sewing Machine Day. The other thing that's going on this weekend is Virtual Thread Festival. So this weekend should have been Thread Festival at the Farnham Maltings, and we would have had a stand there, and I was going to be teaching some workshops. Yeah, Claire loves Kenneth King. I love Kenneth King. his Barbie dresses are quite inspiring, aren't they? I don't think I could do those.
Don't have the patience.
No, I don't have the patience. Yeah, so Virtual Thread Festival this weekend. So it started this morning on. Suzanne's saying that Barbie are a step too far. Oh, Julie said she went to the museum by mistake. It's a really good museum, but not good parking. Oh, that's good to know. Actually, no, parking in Tooting's not good, is it? That's good to know, Julie. We'll make a plan to visit and plan on parking first. So, Virtual Thread Festival. Go on to Thread Festival on Instagram and have a look at their Instagram TV. They are interviewing makers all day. They will be posting about all the different people who are involved. They've already done a post about me, which is nice, this morning about my workshops. And lots of the exhibitors are being interviewed. This evening there is a quiz night, which you can enter. You can just go onto the Instagram TV and there's a link where you can get a ticket. It's free, but they just want to know numbers, so you can get a link, and it's going to be on Instagram TV this evening. Quiz night with prizes. I've donated a prize for that, so if you fancy doing a sewing quiz this evening, it's going to be hosted by Charlotte, who won the sewing bee a couple of years ago. So that should be quite a nice thing to do actually this evening. Virtual Thread Festival quiz night, so go along and have a look at that, and then all day tomorrow there will be interviews and lots of talk about the exhibitors. I don't know, they were talking about interviewing me tomorrow. I don't know, I'll let you know. It's all been very last minute, I think, but it looks like it's really good. I've watched a couple of interviews this morning already on their Instagram TV, so go along and have a look and see what they're up to over there. There's quite a few exhibitors actually, and it's always good. Thread Festival's always good fun because it's one of the smaller ones, so there's lots of independence that you can find out, nice places to get buttons from, and patterns and fabrics. I think out, we must have frozen, all the comments have frozen. It's gone very quiet. So yeah, have a look at Virtual Thread Festival. So what did you think of the sewing bee this week? That Tourneau blouse was very interesting, wasn't it? The Filipino blouse with the big butterfly sleeves. I don't think I'd actually wear one, but I thought the construction was really interesting. And now there's fewer contestants. They're doing a lot more chat, aren't they? And a bit more history behind the garments, which I thought was really nice. Or the Imelda Marcos history.
I like the history part.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? And seeing the history of that blouse. I didn't really know a lot about that blouse. I'd seen obviously pictures of Imelda Marcos wearing it, but not really taking into account the design of it. I thought they did really well, particularly Claire did really well, didn't she? With the French seams. I think Esme was very impressed with her French seams.
The winning from it, yeah, Nicole's skirt
it was
fantastic.
Great, wasn't it? And that was using the waxed cotton as well.
She did such a good job.
Really good.
I still don't know how they do it in the time.
No.
It's amazing.
It was. I thought doing the Tourneau blouse was tough in 3.5 hours, but that flamenco skirt. Yeah, Julia thinks the right person. I think it was right time for Mark to leave, wasn't it? Actually, it's getting close though. I sort of feel that it might be the three ladies in the final though. So no, because Matt's wasn't good. Matt's final dress wasn't good again, was it really? Mind you, Claire's wasn't good either, was it? Actually, her final dress. Nice idea, but didn't quite work compared to Nicole's, which was amazing.
Liz's was good as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I thought Mark cheated a little bit doing a wrap skirt. It was a very nice skirt, but not so much fitting.
The dowdy, yeah, it was a bit dowdy.
It was, wasn't it, Sally? Her mates were all really good, apart from that last skirt. It's a good job that she did so well in the first two, actually. The middle challenge with the Provençal tablecloths was probably better than some of their previous ones, wasn't it? They had some decent fabric to work with this time.
Nicole's skirt and Claire's blouse.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were the standout ones this week, weren't they? I love the way that Nicole did that binding around the edge. Margaret thinks she's the dark horse. She does
like Liz.
Good stuff, doesn't she?
She just seems to knock it out of the park.
And her fitting was so good, wasn't it? Again, I know Patrick said it was a bit big, but I thought it fitted really well. So Matt, so I think Mark went this week. So do you think Matt will go? I think Matt might go this week. It's really, you just can't tell, can you? Because it does depend on the challenges. But
someone really strong one week can just have a bad week.
Yeah. But I think it's the self-drafted patterns that's causing him
He needs
the
to stop
problems.
that.
Yeah, but I mean, it's great to draft your patterns, but when you're under pressure like that. Oh, Justin thinks that Mark might be a distant relative because he's got the same surname. Matt, rather. So we'll have to cheer for Matt then. Okay, Justin, we'll cheer for Matt.
We knew what you meant, Susan.
We knew what you meant, Susan. Yeah, I thought it was really good this week, and I love the sort of the different garments from around the world. I thought it was great. The flamenco skirt is brilliant. Good chance to make ruffles, as we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about ruffles in a little while. What else did you think about it? I really liked the fabric that Claire used, and was it Liz who used an organza as well? But Mark used the wrong fabric, didn't he? And that's a beautiful silk crepe de sheen from Till the Sun Goes Down. I recognised it straight away. Till the Sun Goes Down. Yeah, Suzanne thinks Matt hasn't been so good. He's good on the transformation challenges, isn't he? But not so much on the fitting one at the end. I think the idea of doing a flamenco skirt in scuba is a really good idea, but you do, like they were saying, it needs a bit more stability, doesn't it, to hold it up. And you could have left it raw edge. Like we say, with scuba, can be raw edge. I would have done probably a rolled hem on the overlock on most of those big frills. Tassie, draft it yourself. Margaret's saying, anyone else tempted by a Tassie, draft it yourself robe. Oh no, I haven't seen that one, Margaret. I'll have to have a look at that. Is that a dress or taffy draft it yourself robe? Some things you can draft really easy just from your measurements. A skirt, some things you can draft really easily just from your measurements, and things like kimono jackets and that sort of thing. Ruffles. Yeah, we're going to talk about ruffles. I don't think Clark's with us today, but Clark mentioned last week about could I demonstrate how to shorten a metal zip. And shortening metal zip, you need a pair of pliers, and I've left my pliers in Midhurst. So sorry about that, Clark, if you're watching. I will either do that next week, or if I get a chance, I'll do a little video just on how to shorten a metal zip. I'll put that up later. But today, we're going to talk about ruffles. A few years ago, I did an article for a magazine called Craft Network. Robe or jacket by Sew DIY on Foldline. Oh, that'd be really interesting, Margaret. I look forward to seeing about that. Excellent. Yeah, so I did an article for Craft Network magazine, which sadly aren't around anymore. And I did an article all about adding ruffles. I don't know if you can see that. Ruffles to ready-to-wear clothes. So you don't need to buy a pattern that's got a ruffle to be able to ruffle to it. I did ruffle sleeves. I did ruffles down the front of a shirt. And what else I do? Oh yeah, ruffles on shirts, ruffles across a t-shirt. So yeah, I did lots of things about ruffles for this magazine a few years ago. So I thought I'd show you how to, if your pattern hasn't got a ruffle in the pattern, I'll show you how to pattern cut one. So there's several ways you can add a ruffle. You could just cut a strip of fabric and gather it up, but that adds quite a lot of bulk to the seam. So the way I want to show you is to cut a ruffle so it hasn't got any bulk at the top. So Amy's going to come in so I can show you how to do this. Let me get my bits and pieces up on the table. Or Julie's having a look at that pattern, so she's going to have a look. She's going to put a link on the pattern. Yeah, Karen's asking about that pattern. Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see that.
Sorry everyone, it's a new tripod, so it's a little bit stiff.
So adding a ruffle. So you could add a ruffle to the bottom of a skirt, you could add it to an end of a sleeve. You know, they're very fashionable this year. You could add it down the front of something. But the way to do it without adding bulk is the way I'm going to show you now. So if you've got, I'm going to pretend this piece of blue fabric here is a, which way is the best way to do it this way? This is a bottom of a skirt, for instance. So you cut a strip of fabric that's the same width as your piece of fabric, so the front of your skirt or the length of the sleeve.
Or Karen would like you to scan the ruffle article.
Oh, I will do, yes, I will do. I don't think you used to be able to get them on their website because they're not around anymore. I will scan that and put it on. Yes, I will. It's about 4 pages of information about ruffles. So this is your skirt and you want to put a ruffle on the bottom. You cut a strip of fabric the same width as your garment and the depth that you want your ruffle to be. So you can make it any width you like, any depth you like. Once you've done that, you're then going to start cutting little strips, but not all the way through. So I'm doing these probably about 1.5 centimetres all the way along. Like this. About 1.5 to 2 centimetres is fine. Can you see that all right?
Mm-hmm.
But not all the way through. So about 1 millimetre or so, a couple of millimetres from the end, all the way along. I know I said I didn't make a big ruffle, but
That was my question.
I know. Well,
Is it a big one?
It's not that big. I like doing ruffles. See, Margaret did a nice dress with ruffled sleeves, didn't you, Margaret? That was very nice. So, a couple more bits. That starts to look a little bit chaotic, but it's fine. Once you've got your little fringe here, what you're going to do is take it round into a circle like this and stick it onto another piece of pattern paper. So you would get another piece of pattern paper like this.
Do it the other way up.
Or the plain.
Do plain, yeah.
Oh yeah, so you can see that better.
Yeah, otherwise it's dot on dot.
Like this. Take it round into a circle. All curling up. You could pin it if you wanted to, but grab yourself some tape and just start sticking it down. So you're sort of spreading it out. And I normally go round once with just small bits of tape, and then I'll go round and secure it more, secure it all the way along each piece. Try and get them fairly evenly apart. You want to go all the way around until you meet all the way around. I've got one that I've done already, so you haven't got to watch me stick it all the way around.
That blue Peter.
Pleased to know, yes.
Here's what I was going to say.
Here's one
really?
Here's one I've already done.
One I prepared earlier.
Yeah. So I'm sorry I didn't do the other way round paper, so you've got dots on dots, so you just about see the strips, and I've stuck them down really well here. And then I've done this by eye. Oh, hi Barbara, how are you?
Hi Barbara.
Nice to see you. How have you been? We're just talking about making ruffles. So I've spread my strip of fabric all the way round like this, and I've stuck it down, and I've just gone by eye and joined it. You could use a French curve if you wanted to, but I've just gone around and filled in the gaps. So now I'm going to cut this out. So you just cut through to the middle, and you can cut out the middle. You can cut out the middle circle first. And like this. And cut around the outside circle as well. So this is going to be your pattern piece for your ruffle. And the idea of doing it this way is that this inside circle here is the measurement of your piece of fabric that you're going to be putting onto. So it's going to fit exactly. So go around the outside.
Could have had this bit prepared too.
Sorry.
Joking. This isn't as bad.
I should have put it the other way up there. I didn't think about that, you see.
Dot on dot.
Yes. So I'm just cutting all the way round to make my pattern piece. Okay, nearly there. There. So, move these bits out of the way. So this is now my pattern piece to make my ruffle, so you can see that's what's going to happen. I'm going to lay this onto some fabric here and pin it on and cut this out. So I'll just put a few pins in, and then I'm going to cut this out. I know, Barbara. Now you feel Barbara said she can't believe it's the weekend again.
Every week we say that. Yeah. How is it Saturday again?
Saturday again. Middle of June already.
Going a bit too fast for my liking.
I know. Although we're looking forward to when we can all get together again. We're thinking end of July at the moment, but we'll see how things go. It'll be interesting to see how things go next week, won't it, with the shops opening. Anyone planning to go shopping next week?
Me.
Are you?
I don't know where yet.
I
I just feel like I should.
I know, just sort of see how it works.
Yeah.
I feel like you want to support the shops as well, don't you?
Yeah.
But I don't know where to go.
IKEA.
Yeah, we could go to IKEA. I don't know if there's any queues at IKEA now.
I think it's alright now.
Everyone's got, so I have to make sure I don't pin to the tablecloth underneath. So we put a ruler underneath. Suzanne can tell us how it was. Suzanne can tell us how it was in Guernsey when she first went shopping. Which one's your pyjama?
Hi May.
Oh.
The PJ pattern in the sewing magazine.
Oh, that was a while ago, that one, wasn't it? The little shorty ones I did. That's Love Sewing, isn't it? I did that one for. Little short pyjamas. Like a little gypsy top on those as well. I think the pattern, for someone actually emailed me about the fact that when they transferred that pattern, I think it was originally in Craft Network, then it went to Love Sewing.
Hard to fabric. Julia's saying she may go to Pins and Needles, but find it hard to fabric shop without touching anything.
That's what we were talking about.
We were saying that with Bloomsbury Square, yeah. Bloomsbury can't open for people just yet because we can't have people touching the fabrics.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works.
It's one of the only businesses that's going to struggle, I think, really. Fabric shops. How can you go fabric shopping without touching the fabric?
Yeah. I was watching an interview with the chap from the head of Waterstones this morning, and he was saying about if you pick up a book and you don't buy, you have to put it on a trolley, and they take it out the back and store it for 72 hours before they put it back on the shelves.
Oh, that's quite clever.
Yeah, but that would be difficult in a fabric shop.
It would be impossible. Cloth Kits isn't opening yet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I can see, because they're actually quite a small shop as well, aren't they? But it is the touching the fabric, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't go. You can't. We were discussing whether to ask people to wear gloves, but then what's the point? You might as well just order online.
Yeah.
Can't feel fabric through gloves.
Unless you know what you want. At least people can go and collect things now. Oh, Suzanne's saying that all the UK branded shops are still closed in Guernsey.
It's very instinctive, Claire. Yes, you're right. It's very difficult to... I mean, it's difficult anyway, isn't it, to get that... you're so used to going into a shop and you pick an item up and then you put it down again, you know, to read the label. Or it's really difficult to remind yourself not to do that. Even in the supermarkets, it's hard, isn't it? Oh, Suzanne did her first food shop this week. Felt very strange. It was well organised.
Yeah, we've been doing food shopping. And while the sun's out, you don't mind queuing outside the shop, do you? It's fine. I don't mind queuing outside and then, you know.
And Suzanne has to buy nearly all of the fabric blind online.
So that's my ruffle cut out. Now I'm going to take the pins out so I can show you.
Oh, it is difficult, Karen, to see the thickness and texture. It is worth it. I mean, in this time when we're sort of got a bit of extra time, it's definitely worth ordering swatches. So many of the web of fabric shops will be happy to send you a swatch. You sometimes have to pay a little bit, or you just have to pay postage. With Bloomsbury Square, you just have to pay postage, and you can order 6 swatches at a time. Yeah. So that's quite a nice. Then at least you can feel them, and you know what you're going to get. So it'll just add, 3 or 4 days onto your shopping experience.
There we go. That's my ruffle. And because we did it that circle method, now I know that that ruffle is going to fit exactly onto this piece of fabric.
Suzanne said, even ready-made clothes need to be touched. How are they going to do that? Yeah, going into changing rooms and things. You can't try things on, can you?
I think it's going to be a bit of a nightmare, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Good idea, read Bloomsbury swatches. You're very welcome, Julia.
Yeah,
there's actually, Victoria's been working tirelessly to putting fabrics up. So there's lots of new fabrics gone up this week on Bloomsbury. Some lovely new viscoses and things.
Lots of being photographed yesterday.
And lots being photographed. Yeah, she's got lots of orders coming in. She's just moved to a large unit, so she's got loads of space for fabrics now.
I know. So we were thinking that would be great. You could go and visit, but because you can't because of the touching fabric.
Yeah. I'm going back to work for Victoria on Friday, so next week.
That's very exciting.
Very exciting, because we can socially distance in the new warehouse. It's so big. We can be 10 metres apart if we needed.
It's got big doors at the front, hasn't it?
Yeah. Lots of space for Tilly to run around. Has Bloomsbury moved to Chichester? Yes, she has moved to Chichester now. She's in the Shopwick, near the new Shopwick development in the estate there. We're not sure. We're going to discuss this week whether we can do click and collect, but I expect we can. We'll probably select certain days that we are to do it.
Well, Julia's saying some shops are saying you should, because you can't try on, you can just select 2 sizes, buy them both and return one.
Suzanne says from next Saturday they can have bra fittings too.
Oh, blimey. Right, so I've pinned that ruffle so you can see that ruffle has fitted exactly onto that piece of fabric. So I'm going to sew it on. You can carry on chatting. Oh, I'm going to show you this one, new gadget this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is, a lot of people have said they really like the little pin cushions on top of the Janome sewing machine. And I've managed to get these ones, which have got a suction on them.
I can't see that.
Stick it. There we go. Look, see, this is the one that comes with Janome machines, but you can't buy these. But I've got these now, which suction on top of your sewing machines. I've got them on the website. They come in red, yellow and purple. Tulip pin cushions. So if you haven't got a Janome sewing machine with one of these pin cushions on the top, you can have one of these now.
And actually, that's something that only came with this machine, wasn't it? And now we use it. They're so useful, especially
Really
if you're doing things like top stitching, where you need a top stitch needle and then a microtex needle. You just keep all your extra needles in there. Very useful.
So when I'm sewing a ruffle on, I always have the ruffle on top so that I can make sure that it's sewing on nice and flat. If you have it underneath, you might get some catches in. So stop with the needle down, and you can always lift the foot and just straighten out your pieces. I can see that bit's just slipped there. And then just stitch your ruffle on.
Susan's asking which week did we demo the fell stitch?
Oh, that was the denim week. Was that last week? We did denim.
But you did a fell stitch on another week.
I did, quite early on.
Very early on, maybe week 2 or 3.
The hand stitch, not the fell seam. The fell stitch is on the couture week.
So maybe week 3?
Yeah. The one that's got the...
On YouTube, Susan, we've uploaded all of the catch-up, all of the lives now, and in the title it tells you which demo we did. So you should be able to find out more easily on YouTube.
I think the one that's got the jacket on, there's a picture of the jacket.
How much are the little pink cushions, Mum?
Oh, I think they're $5.95.
Did you put it on the box?
No. Oh no, I didn't think about that, did I? That's one thing I forgot. So if you feel like it's going to bunch, just lift the foot and it will straighten out. There we go. And
they're very handy for needles, Julia.
Yeah, and just do the pins as
well. And pins, yeah.
They're quite cute. You could suction them down here, I suppose, as well, couldn't you?
Oh yeah.
Wherever you like. There we go. And that's my ruffle all stitched on. With no gathers.
Beautiful.
There we go. So that's a really nice way of doing a ruffle. You don't get any bulk added to the bottom of the seam. It could go on the bottom of a sleeve, it could go on the bottom of your hem. It really is nice to flounce. Down the front of the shirt's quite nice as well. So there you go. That's my demo for today. That's quite a quick demo.
That was very good. Well done.
Today.
Very good. Oh, sorry, I'm just nearly tripped over the tripod.
Oh, careful.
It's never seamless, is it? Oh, God.
Oh no.
Sorry for shouting at you.
We haven't been testing the cocktails on it. There we go. Look, I just picked that up and show you.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, little ruffles.
Very pretty.
So you can imagine doing those down the front of a wrap dress or something. You could make something like the one of the wrap dresses into flamenco style just by curving the corner and adding a ruffle. Just measure the length of that seam, get your strip of fabric, make a circle. You can make your circle, if you wanted to, you can trim this off and make them go round even further. So you can really overlap them like that. So, oh, Linda's bought the tulip. Aren't they great, Linda? Yeah, we love the tulip hand sewing needles.
Julia's saying, what's the max size you would recommend? E.g. around a skirt, would you need to do it effectively in quarters?
I normally, for a skirt, I normally do the front and the back separately, because you could, if you wanted to, measure the whole way round your skirt and do a ruffle on the whole thing, but you don't get enough of a ruffle. So I tend to do one on the front and then one on the back and do the side seams. Ruffle woodworking jersey, yes. On the little article I did, I put a ruffle across a t-shirt this way. So I measured from here down to here, and I did my straight bit, made my ruffle, and I did it 2 layers. I did a layer in jersey and a layer in chiffon underneath. And then I cut the t-shirt and put the ruffle in. So yeah, the jersey doesn't need hemming, but you could if you wanted to. And I put a ruffle of chiffon underneath. And because you're doing it this way and you have no bulk on the seam there, you can add a couple of layers. So yeah, a layer of fabric and a layer of chiffon underneath would be really pretty. What's that? Sorry, that was again very clever. That was a lovely dress that had a ruffle on the diagonal. Yes, exactly. That you could, yeah, same way to get a ruffle that you don't want to gather here. Love to see.
Oh, the article.
Oh, okay. I'll scan that. I will scan that.
And the invisible zip demo. Oh,
no bump at the bottom for the first time. That's great. That's really good. I had a lovely email from a lady called Margaret who lives in Chichester this week, and she had to send me an email to say, I just had to tell you I got my invisible zip in first time. She was so happy.
It's such an achievement when it happens.
It is, but yes. This ruffle, if I was going to do this, I would either do it with a rolled hem on the overlocker or the little narrow hem that I showed you for silk, where we turn it up 1 centimetre and machine it and then trim back and turn it over again. So either rolled hem on the overlocker or the narrow hem. It would be
a big square.
It would be a big square, yeah. So that it depends if you've got enough fabric, because you do. If you think about your strip of fabric, the strip of fabric that I got, my tape measure's on there. So the strip of fabric that I I turned my ruffle into turned out to be about a 40 centimetre square. So the width of the fabric was, oh there we go, look, the width of the fabric was 40. So the square that you need will be 40-inch square, 40 centimetre square.
So whatever the width is, make it a square.
Yeah, whatever the width is, you then make it
so
into a square.
So if it's a metre width, then it's a metre square.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, predictive text, Karen. Yeah, so narrow hem on the overlocker or narrow hem like we done silk, and the square of fabric you need needs to be, whatever the width is here, needs to be a square. Does that all make sense for doing that? I quite like a rolled hem on the overlocker actually on these ruffles because it's nice and small.
And very quick.
And very quick, yes. Because the bigger the ruffle, you noticed that on the sewing bee this week, you could be hemming for ages with this one. So I hope that was helpful. I'm looking forward to seeing ruffles on everything now. It'd be really nice on little girls' dresses as well. I know a lot of you are making things for little girls, but if it's just a little square, straight dress, you could add a ruffle to the bottom. So that would work really well.
It'd be nice to do like broderie anglaise as the ruffle on,
yes,
a plain cotton.
Yeah, so if you've got a plain cotton, or even if you've got a lined dress, so the dress is lined and you can make the ruffle unlined. So that's quite nice. I did that on the sleeves on the article, I think. Did a, again, chiffon works really well in ruffles. If you've got an overlocker that does a 2-thread rolled hem, if you're working with chiffon, a 2-thread rolled hem is really nice. Good to do a little bit of pattern cutting, isn't it? Sticking and cutting. So yeah, that could have been bigger or smaller, that one. So what else am I going to talk to you about today? I think that's everything I've got for you today. I think Amy's going to come in now. I'm going to talk about margaritas instead. I'll clear the table so that Amy can come in.
Get some tequila out.
Yeah, we decided to go tequila.
Tequila!
Claire's not going to be putting ruffles on her bar because, oh, I think that'd be a good way to practice. Putting ruffles on bar.
Yeah, they're going to be teeny weeny.
Teeny weeny ruffles.
Oh, look at these pink.
Oh yeah, I'm demonstrating pink cushions.
Very good. Hello everybody.
I like these little pink cushions. Amy's got a dress on today as well.
I'm all dressed up too for the Queen. And for sewing machines,
sewing machine day,
Goodwood and
gin day.
Gin day. Although we're not having a gin cocktail today, we didn't really plan that.
No, I didn't know about.
I didn't know it was gin day until today. Yeah,
we're having tequila day.
We're having tequila.
Instead.
Oh, I can't see anything now.
Let me just make sure that you're down. Knock my things over. Oh, there we go. You are.
Oh, I'm there.
There we go. Nice dress today,
Thanks,
Amy.
Janet.
Yeah.
This is my dress. So this dress is the Nina Lee Q dress, which I made for a party for my granny's 80th a few years ago. And I did a different sleeve. So I took the sleeve from the Hepburn Shirtwaister, the Till the Sun Goes Down Hepburn, because I wanted this sort of housewife cuff. And it's got 18 covered buttons down the front. And I don't know if you can see, I had to pattern match all the way down the front. So yeah, this is a fabric from Bloomsbury Square, of course.
What have I made this week? Oh, do you know, I haven't made hardly anything this week. So I've been filming the machine feed class and helping Amy make Liberty face masks this week. So I haven't made anything for myself this week at all. I've been that's why I've had to wear a dress that I've had for a while.
We do need to start making for ourselves.
Yeah, I know. I've got my fabric
buttons and pattern go together so well. Thank you. Yeah, I had to make all the little covered buttons, 18 of them.
They did that on the same bee this week as well, didn't they? Not many of them
making covered buttons.
Did that very well. I can do a demo of that if anyone would like me to do a little demo of making covered buttons.
Yeah. Okay.
It worked really well.
So, margaritas! So, when making a margarita, you need tequila, triple sec or Cointreau, but an orange liqueur, Grand Marnier would work. A sugar syrup, because I'm going to do sweet margaritas. Thank you, Catherine. I'm going to do sweet margaritas. And then lime juice, as well as some limes.
Oh, everyone wants me to do a demo of covered buttons. Okay, I'll either do it as a short video this week or we'll do it next week on the live.
Surprised they're struggling so much with those buttons. Yeah, I find them super easy.
Yeah,
the
really
covered
easy.
buttons. I make them almost everything I make now. I do a covered button for them.
Especially at the moment, because we can't. That's one thing we can't go and buy is buttons, and it's quicker to just cover your own buttons.
I just struggle when buying buttons.
Yeah.
There's always too many. The mask arrived in Surbiton. Oh, you're welcome, Suzanne.
Ah. Oh,
There's
baby
some
ones.
baby ones.
Oh, yes, Suzanne ordered really cute ones with unicorns on.
Yeah, I have to get a really soft fabric for babies, wouldn't
Yeah,
I?
you could line it with cotton jersey, I suppose.
Yeah. It would have to be really... Maybe the cotton lawn is best for
Yeah.
babies. I'm so glad they arrived. They were really cute.
Oh,
when we were packing them, going, oh, look at all these cute little
and we
masks.
didn't realise, because Amy's had quite a lot of orders, so I was making those ones, all the children's ones.
It wasn't until I was packing them that I realised it was you, Suzanne.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for your order. I'm glad they arrived safely.
Yes.
Okay, so back to cocktail land, but we can still chat at the same time.
Yes, I'll keep an eye.
So limes, lime juice, tequila, triple sec or orange liqueur, some sugar syrup, ice, and a little plate of salt. So the first thing you do is get your glass prepared. Usually what I would do is to chill my glasses, but I don't have a proper bar, so I'm not going to do that. But to chill your glass, pop some ice in your glass, fill it with soda water, and just leave it. And then when you're ready to make your cocktail, throw away the ice and your glass will be all chilled. You could equally put them in the freezer as well, but if like us, you don't have any space in your freezer, then ice and soda water works equally well.
This was a fun story this morning.
This was, yeah. We nearly didn't have margarita glasses this morning. It was about 11:15. I'm about to go and get my face on and don't have the margarita glasses, so I had to run round to my nan's and borrow her martini glasses.
Thanks, Mum.
So thanks, Nan, for those. It was
You have to have the right glasses.
It was a very quick drive-by. She just gave me the glasses and I ran off. Yeah, this one you do need well, you don't have to, but it's much nicer having them in a proper glass. So the first thing we're going to do is just run some lime around the rim of your glasses, like so.
Have you cut that line or you just...
Yes, I've done a little cut just through the pith, like I showed a few weeks ago. And then you're going to take your plate of salt and just run the glass in there so it all sticks to the lime. Sometimes you just have to go over it a little bit to make sure it's even.
Pretty.
There you go, there's a nice frosted glass. It's basically we're making a tequila shot in a drink. So I'm sure, everybody's familiar with a tequila
Just
shot.
anyone who was asking about the Long Island iced teas last week, we didn't drink them.
We didn't drink them. They were too alcoholic for the middle of the day. We had masks to make.
We should have saved those, not put the Coke in or something, and had them in the evening. I was like, this is really nice, but I can't drink it now.
Okay, so salt's on. Again, this is a shaken drink, so you could use, if you've got a shaker, then great. Otherwise, a drinks bottle or something that you can seal, Tupperware box. So chuck lots of ice in there. So it's quite alcoholic, a margarita.
Is it as alcoholic as a Long Island iced tea, do you think?
Probably is.
It's a smaller glass.
It's a smaller glass.
Yeah, we might go through this one.
So per person, it's a double shot or 50 mils of tequila. Ready, Ma? This has got something in it. So 50 mils of tequila. You could use any tequila, white, gold, probably not pink, the rose tequila, because it's got a bit of a florally taste, so that's not really very nice, but gold or white works fine. Triple sec or Cointreau is one shot per person, so 25 mils per person.
Is this our new bottle of sugar syrup?
This is our new bottle of sugar syrup. So you may remember from Mojito Week, I was supposed to have one of these, but somebody knocked it off the table 5 minutes before the live started. So we had a very sticky floor for a few days.
It took me all weekend to clean the floor.
It was so awful. It's the worst thing ever to drop sugar syrup. I remember when I used to manage bars, it was the worst thing if sugar syrup got spilt on the floor. So we have a new sugar syrup now. And generally with a margarita, when working in the bar, so if you're making lots of them, if you're having a party, you would pre-mix a sweet and sour mix. So it's lime juice, equal parts lime juice and sugar syrup. But today I'm going to do it separately. But you just squeeze fresh limes and then put the same amount of a sugar syrup. If you don't want to buy sugar syrup, you can make it. It's just sugar and water. Boil it, and that's it. Sugar syrup. But it's nice to have a nice bottle.
It's really nice with a nice
It's really nice to have a bottle of sugar syrup.
Near it.
Mum's not allowed near the sugar syrup. So it's again 1 shot each, or 25 mils of lime juice, and the same of sugar syrup. You can do it without the sugar. If you don't have a sweet tooth, you could do the same ingredients, just cut out the sugar. But I think a margarita is quite nice because it can be quite sharp, and especially with the salt as well. It's quite nice to put a little bit of sweetness in there. So
I think people are quite liking this. There's a few notes.
I squeezed some lime earlier. There we go, and then I'll give it a shake.
Are you liking the margarita so far? Can you try margarita this afternoon?
Okay, so that's really cold now, too cold to touch. So just pour it in.
Should we have straws with it?
No, because you need to get you can't have a straw with margarita because that's the whole point of the salt on the rim. You need the salt. There we go. And then if you wanted to be fancy, you could just garnish with a lime. So I've cut the lime so that you can pop it on the glass like that. And there you have it.
Margaritas! Oh, cheers!
Cheers everyone! Happy Saturday!
Happy Saturday! Happy birthday to the Queen! Oh, that's
really yummy!
That's really yummy. I do like a margarita.
Maybe a bit too much salt. Just dry clean your pink linen.
I'll probably hand wash it, Catherine. I'll probably hand wash it. Yeah, it's very pale pink, so I have hand washed it once. The one thing I didn't do with this one, I will put the pattern number up later. It's got a bag lining, and I really struggled to get it to lay flat with the linen and the silk, so I've actually cut it away and made it a loose lining inside. But yeah, yes, it's lovely. It's worth, when I have that in the sewing room in Midtown, it's worth having a close-up look at that because it has got so many, so much top stitching on it.
It looks so refreshing. It's really refreshing, and that doesn't taste that alcoholic.
I think it's the sugar syrup. I think I've had margaritas before that maybe don't have the sugar syrup in it.
Yeah, it's nice. I think the sugar it just sort of takes away the sharpness from the lime. Yeah, complements it nicely.
Very nice.
Good. I'm glad you approve.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
It's very educational these Saturdays, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Well, it's going to go down very quickly.
I know. So
yummy. Well, look at that. We're still like 10 minutes early. If there's any other questions anyone has before we go.
No, we're finished. We both did quick demos today, I think.
We were on it.
We were on it. We're getting better. I think we're getting better. We're getting better at these lives. I think we are. We'll just be going back to classes, and we'll be really good at it. Yes, you've got any questions, any ideas of what you'd like me to demonstrate next week? I will do covered buttons.
Wonderful double act. Thank you.
I think so. We live together, can't you?
Yeah. Luckily, we get on.
Yes.
Do you always line your linen dresses?
Not always. No, I don't. No, it depends. Normally, if they're a pale colour, I would line them. So this is really pale. So this one, I lined this one. We didn't have to line this one actually, but yeah, the pattern suggested it. But I don't always. I line it if it's a pale colour, Suzanne, and I will either line it in a silk or a cotton lawn, possibly.
This is Brem silk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Brem silk lining. This one gets a bit warm actually.
Victoria's just got the Venezia lining.
Oh
in.
yeah, but yes, Venetia. Yes, it's
Venetia.
Yeah, yes, that's really nice. It's like Brem silk, but it's got a matte, and beautiful colours. So that'll be going on the website this week, I think.
Any tips for sewing a pre-crinkled fabric? It's cotton, I think. So something like
like my white one.
Like a double gauze type of thing.
Well, it's the cutting out really you have to be accurate with, but really don't try and flatten it out is the main tip I can give you with that, Claire. Don't try and flatten it out. And then when you're ironing it, just steam it. Don't hard press it. I've made a couple of dresses with crinkle fabric, and if they're a good one, like the nice double gauzes, the crinkle will stay. Just don't try and flatten it out when you're stitching it or when you're cutting it out. Is the main thing with that one. What are you going to make with that then, Claire? I'd like to see that. I was going to wear my white dress today actually. My
pretty
white crinkle cotton dress. Barbara's made that one as well. So the Makes Atelier summer dress.
I'm enjoying this margarita a lot.
It's very nice, isn't it? We've got such a lot to do today.
I know, just the one. Luckily they're very small glasses.
Yeah, very pleased with that. Yeah, let me know what you're going to make with that, Claire. That would be really interesting to see what you make with the crinkle cotton. It sews really easily. If you've got double gauze.
Julia's sworn off double gauze.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's tricky.
Yeah, double gauze is a tricky fabric to work with.
I'm scared of it.
Yeah,
it's the one fabric I haven't used yet, Julia, because I'm concerned.
Double gauze. Don't make anything that's too fitted, because the thing with double gauze, when you stitch it, it's quite fragile, so the seams can pull. So I would suggest if you're making something, to use a zigzag stitch, treat it like a stretch fabric. Use a zigzag or a stretch stitch. I use the Makes Atelier summer dress pattern, which is really lovely. You can have sleeves or sleeveless. It's got a yoke, so it fits about here, and then it hangs down, and then it's got a gather at the bottom. So the back, it looks a bit like a parka. You have a bit of elastic, so it sort of hangs down like a parka at the back.
Cool.
Yeah, so I might wear that next week.
Wear that next week, yeah.
You won't be able to see the back as I stand on a chair.
You have to stand on a chair. That could go wrong.
Yeah, that works really well. The summer dress by the Makes Atelier. That's a great one for double gauze and for the crinkle cotton as well. Yeah, the thing with the double gauze is when you put the iron interfacing on, it only irons to one layer, doesn't it, Julia? So that's the other thing to think about. It's only light because it's two pieces of fabric. So when you put the interfacing on, it does stabilise it, but it's only stabilising to one layer. So that can work. You still get the look of it, but it really helps to stabilise it.
It's such a pretty fabric, isn't it? It's lovely.
Yeah.
It'd be good to.
It's lovely to wear. I made a lovely beach dress out of a beautiful double gauze, and I had to turn it around because it was a border print, so it was a little bit more close fitting than I wanted it to be. And as soon as I sat down, I pulled all the seams. It wasn't too tight for me.
It's
stretchy. It's just a loose weave.
Would you say walking foot?
Probably a walking foot would help, or a straight stitch foot. Straight stitch foot would really control it, and if you've got it, a straight stitch needle plate. Any of those sort of fine fabrics, using a straight stitch foot will stop it going up and down the gap in the sewing machine. So a straight stitch foot and a straight stitch needle plate would really help with double gauze. It's a tricky one to work with, definitely, but it's so nice to wear. Yeah, just don't go for anything too fitted, Susan. That would be my tip with that one.
Not too many panels. Yeah,
I made a lovely Cali shirt. There's the closet case Cali shirt, which is quite a sort of loose one. It's very loose actually. I tend to wear it open anyway. That worked very well in double gauze. It's pale pink with little silver spots.
Higgs and Higgs.
It's Atelier Brunette. So yeah, you can get it. I think I got it from. I think I bought it at Thread Festival. Actually, from Draper's Daughter.
You did.
Yeah, I think I got it from Draper's Daughter, and it's a pale pink, a double gauze with silver spot in it. And I made the closet case Cali shirt with it, so that's a good one. 'Cause it's not too fitted, so it works really well for that one. Yeah, it does. It stretches out because it's so loose weave. Yeah, so interfacing the hems work really well. As you're making my Cali shirt, I'm not 100% happy with the hem on it because it's got a curved hem. So I'm not sure. I might chop that off and make it straight. But I love it. It feels so nice to wear. So do play with double gauze. It is really nice. I'm not making my chair creak.
Yes.
It's a very creaky chair today. It's a Margarita. Favourite sewing magazines. I love the Makes Atelier. I love the Makes Atelier. I know I write for it. The Makes Atelier magazine is really good. It always has good articles as well as ideas of what to sew patterns. Sew Today, again, I know I write for it, but Sew Today magazine is really good because it has lots of inspiration. There's actually some other really good articles in that by people like Wendy Gardner and Di Kendall, Terry Fox. They all write for Sew Direct magazine.
So a subscription to Sew Today gets you 50% off the patterns. So you get 50% off Vogue, Buttrick, McCall, Simplicity if you sign up to Sew Direct, and then you get the magazine as well. So that's a really good deal. That one, because you get the discount. And
you get to see the new. They often send out the new issues. They do pictures of the new issues of the patterns by all the different pattern companies. It's all one big company now, isn't it? All the pattern companies are one company. So they just started doing Simplicity and butter it, simplicity and new look patterns in their magazine as well. So it's really come on a lot. What have I got? Sew magazine I've got coming at the moment because I got it to get the free sewing bee book.
Oh yeah.
But I find a lot of the other ones are a bit too crafty for me. They've got some sewing, some craft, so I like the ones that are pure dressmaking. Threads magazine is very good. That's from America, and you can subscribe to get the paper version, or you can get it just as an online one as well. So Threads magazine I particularly
like a king of them.
Yeah, it is good, and you've got people like Kenneth King, Claire Schaefer,
Catherine Bren.
Catherine Bren does write. Peter
Lappin doesn't write.
He does. He does online things. I think he has written. Peter Lappin does. Pattern Page. Yeah, Margaret. I subscribe to Pattern Pages as well. That's an online magazine. Yeah. Oh, so Margaret's saying that there's a subscription company like Readily, which means you can read a lot of the magazines online if you subscribe to them. Via your library online or course via subscription like Readily. Yeah, so that's a good idea. If you like to look at lots of different magazines, and something like that might be quite good to look at.
Or via your library.
Yeah, I quite like Pattern Pages. Actually, Margaret, it's quite good, isn't it? That's a mother and daughter actually started Pattern.
What's
Pattern
that
Pages.
magazine that Kim used to get? Selvage
Selvage is great, but it's much more to do with the textile world. So it's great if you like textile design and that sort of thing. It's fantastic.
Lovely. Beautiful magazine. Give me a Seamwork subscription.
Yeah, I did that for a little while, Julia, Seamwork. But like I say, it's very American, and you do get some patterns. Charlie, you missed out on Margaritas
need to catch
today.
up for Margaritas.
Yeah, so I quite like Seamwork, and you do get some free patterns with Seamwork, but it is very American. And you can end up subscribing to all of these, can't you? These sort of magazines. But I tend to try them for a little bit and then move on. And I go back to, I like a paper magazine. I like a magazine to look through. I mean, Pattern Pages is good, but I do like to look through a magazine.
That's it. We have too much screen time as it is.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
It's like trying to take our eyes away from screen, and
Yeah.
I think in some cases.
So yeah, I think it's good to have a look at all of them. Love Sewing, another one, which I pick up occasionally, and some of them give you free patterns, but then you end up with loads of patterns that you don't really want. When we do a pattern swap, often you'll find that it's all those free patterns.
Free ones.
All those free ones from magazines.
Sometimes there's a good one though.
Yeah.
I've made a few that have been from a free mag.
Yeah. So just have a look at them. But yeah, my three that I have are the Makers Atelier, Sew Today, and Threads magazine. Those are the three that I really like. So give them a go. So I think that's it. There's no other questions. That's all right. Have a look at those, Catherine. They're really good. Have you finished your blazer yet, Catherine? Haven't seen any pictures.
The pressure.
The pressure. Be good to see some pictures. Yeah, I think that's all we've got for everyone today, isn't it? It's been lovely to catch up with you all today. Do keep sending us your ideas, what you'd like us to talk about on a Saturday. We'll keep going. We're not open yet at Midhurst, so we'll keep going in the time that we're not open yet.
Another month at least.
Yeah, at least I think. The thing was that obviously we would have been, I didn't have any classes booked for much of July because we would have been on our cruise. So we would have been getting ourselves packed to go up on our cruise, which would have been like next week. I think. Yeah, next week. So that's all we're thinking about for next year.
Yeah, I don't think
so. Luckily, I don't have any classes at Midhurst anyway planned until the middle to end of July. So I'm hoping that that's when we'll be able to go back.
Oh, Catherine's still working full time.
Oh, students break up next week though. So. Okay, I think that's all I've got for you this week. So, but thank you so much for joining us again this week. I want to see Ruffles on everything. Let me know how you get on.
Ruffles and Margaritas.
Any questions? Obviously, you can always email me with anything you'd like to know, and I will try and do a covered button video either during the week or we'll do that next Saturday. Might do that next Saturday. It's a bit of fun. But thank you, Janet. You enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and go and treat yourself to a margarita. See you all next week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.